Hey guys, YgoPro here, and I'm here today showing you some Superheavy Samurai deck duels or replays. So the deck is, like pretty fun to play. It has a whole lot of combos. Wow, I didn't know how to do this many replays. Anyway, so it has a whole lot of combos, and I'm telling you right now, this deck is crazy. But let's see. So this one you see right here. This one the duels I won. But let's see. Let me see if I can find the one where I don't, because I want to show you guys the combo with that really just kills the Superheavy Samurai deck. And yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of so this is the first one. There's a lot of cards that can really stop this deck. And the answer to it is right there. You pressing the first one, so I can't really do anything after that, so I just had to let him go. Went to battle phase 16. So with that, and I can't really do anything after that. This is where he wins because of this small fact. This deck has 4 spell subtracts in total. So he milled out my whole deck, well, except for 4 cards. And then thanks to Neko Face's effect, I went down to 0 cards. So I couldn't do anything at all. So where is the other one? Yeah, that's one of the ones where I win as well. So let's see. It's the one where I lose. What did I do? What is this? Is the wait, no. I remember what it is. This one. I got dominated in this one. Please, this is just too much for me. This combo only worked because I decided to set him and not summon him in face of defense and equip this one after him. It's still showing it, even though I pressed pause. Basically, he has an effect where once per turn, a monster can destroy a card effect, and he wouldn't have been able to kill me with that. Well, actually, I would have had 4,000 left, but yeah, he milled out his whole deck to bring out a single obelisk with reason, and then special mouth vdeos. If he didn't activate Dark Hole, this blue baller still would have been on the field, and he would have had to use obelisk effect. It should be all 3 of them, and then to destroy a monster, but he wouldn't have been able to attack. So next turn I would have went. I have no idea what I would have drew into, but I could have went into Exceed actually. I could have went into 101. and then took his monster. And he wouldn't have been able to do anything from there. He only had 7 cards left in his deck. But, you know, it's just something to watch out for. Your monsters are useless in face-down pins. So someone like him, like Blue Ball, never said it. Never. Unless you, especially if you have this in your hand and this in your hand, do not set in Super Heavy Synchros. So let's go to the duels that I won. So my opponent was using Crystal Beast, and he was using this card, which I found a little weird. MSC was useless against me. I mean, not really, but in this duel it kind of was. And I used a Vanguard, searching to. Really searching to. Let me see the Vanguard. Oh, you can search into any crystal card, basically. Alright. He stalled my Blue Brawler, and then he got me onto this field. And then I drew that. So I used Scales for a big Benkei, which his name is so lazy. It's just. Anyway, so he decides to MST my Soul Bank, which I found weird. And then Raigeki, you can chain this guy. He can even deactivate during damage step too, because he changes defense. So if this is in the grave, when he activated Compulse, I wouldn't have had to, yeah. But this deck is just really fun, you know, like, it's just big, like, you can be defensive and offensive at the same time. And the fact he has 3,500 defense just makes it perfect. You know, like, this deck, like, I feel like this deck is just, you know, like, on a low par right now. Like, in the future, like, this deck is going to be, like, tier, like, top tier. That's what I feel like. Because eventually, they're just going to keep making the cards more broken. This deck is getting their own version of of value. Using your opponent's monster. So it's like a super polymerization except for synchro. And that is amazing. And where are you? Somewhere over here. Yep. Last replay of the day. This guy was just playing. Ooh, Stardust Assault. He was playing Stardust Assault, but I couldn't tell because all he did was just summon out 2 Stardust. By the time I beat him, like I couldn't tell what he was doing. In this turn, I think I should have went for Giant Rat, and then bring out Benkei, and then after that Miller. But doesn't really matter. Giant Rat, Benkei, Fence, and the Maxi. I Maxi this Gargant, didn't I? Yeah, he still went into another Scarf set, so I was like. He did stop himself from being short. And from there we went, so this guy stops things that target any super heavy monster that's in basic defense. No, it doesn't have to be in basic defense, just anything that targets. And then from there he just quit because 35, 3,000. So that would have killed both his monsters, and he really feels good at his top deck. So time for a deck profile. This is how I run it. Right now, 3 Benkei, 1 Boulder, 2 Giant Rat, 2 Tachi. Even though this guy's like the only searcher in the deck, because when you summon really you search. And also, he gives Super Heavy so much piercing damage. So if you go into Susano or Shutendoji, and he's equipped with it, you inflict defense to defense, which is amazing. Kabuto, Ani is one of them, only because he's level 4. There aren't that many level 4s in this deck, so I'm like, if I want to use these guys to their full extent, you can, And this card is definitely good with tuner. If I put in a few level 5 synchros into here, I can use this with tuner and synchro and search. That's amazing. Scales is this is like Power Invader and a mixture of that and Wolfwalk. So when he's normal, so if your opponent controls 2 or more monsters than you do, and you control no monsters, and you special him from your hand, and then if he's normal or special, normally just in general, you target level 4 lower super heavy monster, super heavy samurai monster in your graveyard. Special move, basic defense, but you can only summon super heavy samurais this turn. So, actually, wait, no. Yeah, it's not you can only summon, because then you wouldn't be able to go into Exceed Place. He's special move defense, but you can't summon another copy of him because, then you can just bring out 4 monsters if there are 2 more of him than you do. And, you're going to use this effect once per turn. So, yeah. Let me my computer just froze on me. Alright. Stop. Triple of this guy because he's like the guy that gets you to where you need to be, because you draw a bad hand and you just draw him, you just use him to stall your opponent out. Especially if you have shield. But we'll get the shield. This guy, you didn't see him in the replay, but he's amazing with this guy. He has an amazing combo with Blue Brawler. That's why I feel these two remain the same set. Because these two and Super Heavy Benkei was first 3 to be released, and any Super Heavy Samurai monster that battles your opponent's monster, the opponent's monster's attack defense permanently. Attacking defense becomes 0 after damage calculation. So you can do you can make sure that your opponent's monsters stay weak. They really have to give the monsters in this deck extra buff because there's little to no spell attacks. One Big Bang. I would use 2. He destroys every monster on the field, and that's not always something you want to do. But he is good for gaining defense, so, double Scrap Recyclers because they just mill your monsters. There's a Gear Drill guy. When he's normal, you search a level 4 lower Earth Machine. That one's good too. But I just like Scrap Recycler for the fact that you could recycle. And then there's this guy. This guy, the deck would be nothing without this guy. It's the Flute, Kageboshi. So you tribute this card special from any Super Heavy Samurai monster from your hand, and what anything targets a Super Heavy Samurai monster in your grave, banish it, negate the activation of the card. Card or effect. So any card or effect activates. So yes, basically you either bring out Big Benkei, Susano, or Shutengoji, and you just set everything up, and this is just a helmet deck, like one big helmet deck, because they're just giant samurais. This guy, he's your Wabaku, basically. His equip effect is that he equips to a monster and it becomes level 5. Super Heavy Samurai monster and it becomes level 5. So that's alright. And then discard him, special him, and you can stop Super Heavy Samurai monsters from being destroyed by battle or by card effects. But it loses 800 for a turn. 800 defense. Card Aegis for draw power. You only summon this if you have if you already have a monster out, like Benkei or Blue Brawler. Maxis for draw power. These guys are tuners. You special them when you have no spells traps in the grave, and yeah, these guys are just being stopped by card effects, stopping monsters, and spells and traps that do not go to the graveyard. Triple Susano. You can attack and defense, and you can target your opponent's spell or trap in your grave, send it to your side of the field. These guys, generic synchros, generic seeds. You can put a few rank 4s in here. I mean, level